Well, that's something you don't see every day.
Well, hey, today we're going to take a look at the Microcharger's Cyber Squid attack. It's little cars with a horrible looking squid monster, and thinking of monster, there's some little Monster Jam toys called the Mighty Minis, which it says on the box, little trucks, big attitude. Before we kick off, I want to make something very clear. I actually purchased both of these toys. The set of Mighty Minis here were purchased from Toys R Us, and it's $12.99 in Australia. You probably find the price overseas, especially in the USA, will be a lot less than that. My son actually found these in the store. I would never have seen them, but my son keys into toys like this. We've opened up a few inside already, and I've worked out that they're actually a lot of fun, and they're quite good. And the Microcharger set is also something I purchased. If ever I see a Microcharger set and it's a new one, I'm going to buy it because I sort of know this toy is a quality one. It's been a very good little toy on my channel. I paid $24.99 at Toys R Us, but again, you'll probably find if you found another retailer who had that toy, you're probably going to get it at a much better price. Both these toys look like a lot of micro mini fun. The first one we'll look at is the Microcharger set. Okay, I'll come in and unbox this Microcharger set. I noticed it comes with one charger and one car. I think to make this set much more fun, you're going to have to go out and purchase another charger and car. Or if you've already got Microchargers, it's not going to be a problem for you, is it? Because you've already got the gear. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's got a different colour track. That's the first thing I noticed. It's got some instructions there. Let's get into it. Oh, well, there's the squid. And I think the squid eats you and your little car goes zippity-doo-dah around the circle there. Oh, look, it's like that string there. I'm getting very expert at snipping string on toys, I can tell you. There's the little Microcharger's car. It's the blue one. What's blue? Is it race, isn't it? I've already covered these toys fairly extensively in previous videos, and I'm going to skip over a lot of the finer details. If you need to know about them, you can go back and look at my other videos while I struggle to get this stuff out. Here's all the track parts. Interesting that it's blue. For some reason I'm thinking of the, the toilet cleaners. It looks like that cleaner, that blue loo stuff. As silly as that sounds. Did you know that this track actually, what would you say, joins into Hot Wheels track? But hey, let's keep that a tightly kept secret, eh? Well, here's a bit of a look at the instruction manual. There's the parts to the set. And you go over and it talks about building this set up. It looks like a bit of a daddy build, but I've built a few of these sets up now, and they tend to be fairly easy and come together quite nicely. And it talks about some troubleshooting, and there's a very important read here, and I spoke about this in my first Microchargers video about changing the tyres on these little cars when the cars get tired. And I'll certainly admit some of my earlier Microchargers cars have needed this tyre change. If you're not familiar with the Microchargers charger and how it all works, here's a quick rundown. There are two AAA batteries in here. On the handset here is an area where your car can be stored. This is the car that came with the playset. If I look underneath, it's blue. That means it's one of the race variety. So obviously this playset is a race set. You can then put your car into the front here. You can flick the switch here. It starts to charge and it makes this beautiful sound. And when it comes time to race and it's charged up correctly, you just press that button where my thumb is and the little car will take off. Well, and do a runner on me. These Microchargers cars are quite small. Inside here is a capacitor and electric motor which has a drive shaft which drives directly to the front wheels. It's an incredibly simple system and powers the cars amazingly well. Okay, this is quite a small compact playset. It fits nice and easily onto my review table. If you've got a small area to play, it's a perfect item for that. And this trap squid is fairly interesting. I thought it looked more like a giant tick initially, and there's a bit of trick to setting him up to make a trap. Well, this Cyber Squid has a mouth that has a down position and an up position. What I found was it's best to wind it when it's in its down position like this. Start winding, and I let it reset. And then you keep winding that to hear some big clicks, and then you let it go. And if you watch the action here, imagine if your car was racing around, the squid sort of does a munch and crunch. Looks like it's getting very hungry, doesn't it? And sooner or later that jaw is going to drop, which then snares the car. As the car runs up in there, its little pincer closes and stops any other cars from entering. Well, let me set it up for a bit of a run. I'm trying to do this single-handedly. Let's see if I can pull this off. I've got the car going around racing. Sooner or later it's going to get snared by that squid. Well, I'm hoping it will. And there it goes. And there's the car inside the belly of that Cyber Squid. We're going to try and have a bit of a race here. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, here they go. Who's going to win this race? I think the loser goes into the belly of that Cyber Squid. Oh, it's for killing me. Oh, yes. And the other car is released. And the white one, I suppose, is the winner. You know, I've got this little saying on my channel, the really good toys make the really nice videos. Every time I take a look at microchargers, they never ever fail to impress me. So we'll take a look at this toy at its natural speed, and then I'll slow it up and we can take a look at the beauty of these toys in slow motion. Please enjoy. Or I always like putting my camera over the microchargers toy. It's a bit of a strange one with that squid. Maybe it works for you. Sort of adds a little bit of, what would you call it, jeopardy into it. The fact that the squid will come along and pick up a car. I did have a couple of furfies. I kept forgetting to reset its little catching pincer there. Very important to reset that between captures. But if I was going for a microcharger set to be my first set, and that is if you can sort of find it, let me just drop one in over here. And I would go for a set like that. It's called the Infinity Track. And why I like this one is for the fact you get 2 chargers, 2 cars, and a pretty awesome looking track. And on the back of the Infinity Track playset, you get a better picture of the twists and loops in that playset. And I think that adds to the excitement when the playsets have lots of twists and loops. Well, let's change gear and get into the Hot Wheels Monster Jam Mighty Minis. Oh yeah! I can assure you these are a stack of fun. I can't help myself sometimes. Oh yeah. Well, better come and include the decks for the Micro Minis. Noticing that the Microchargers playset can be picked up as one whole, go and hang it in your wardrobe and keep it together and bring it out as a whole and play with it another day. Okay, the Hot Wheels Mighty Minis. It was, what was it, $12.99 for me at Toys R Us. I've actually already unboxed 2 of these because I had some out to play with. I had a bit of a play with my son. It's fantastic to get 2 and you can sort of just shoot them at each other. Oh, just knocked them over there. But what's a little bit strange is that pricing of $12.99 and what's that, $6.50 each. Call that $6.50 if you halved it. Well, one of these bigger monster trucks, they're $10. In Australia it says $10 there and you could call that $6.50. I'm not sure if I'm being totally fair there, but there's a huge difference between those two. Maybe another way of looking at it, these 2 Monster Jam trucks are $10 each, so there's $20 worth of Monster Jam fun there. If I slide in those Mighty Minis, well, there's $12.99 worth of Monster Jam mini fun there. Which one do you think presents a better value? That mini stuff there, which is actually a whole ton of fun, or those bigger ones there, which I know also a whole ton of fun. The Hot Wheels Monster Jam toys, which are like this one, have interesting axles on them. When you push them along, they tend to go a bit waywards. They certainly look like real monster trucks if you're playing with them like that. They also certainly look very cool as well. But what I found was, on the Mighty Minis, they have slightly different axles. The Mighty Minis are more for straight shooting. In a sense, they're a bit like playing marbles. You put that key in there and you shoot them and they tend to always go straight. But going straight is actually a fairly cool thing because of their predictability, and you can shoot them and aim them. You can set up some really interesting crashes and smashes. They're also good for a bit of finger flicking fun. But the real fun starts when you put the key in the back. And if you want, you can do double trouble. But possibly the best fun is a classic old head-on collision. I think the winning ingredient with these little tiny Monster Jam trucks is their weight. All the bottom piece is metal and they're actually fairly heavy in the hand for their size. Having that weight means that when they're released from the key, they come flying at you at a great rate of knots. What's also very cool, little Mighty Minis will fit onto microchargers and Hot Wheels track. Oh yeah. If you enjoy making some custom playsets, you can get some Hot Wheels track. 2 pieces are there. There's your little Mighty Minis ready to go. Join these onto some microchargers track, which is the double lane size. Then connect it to a reducer here down to 1 lane, and I'm pretty sure we can make a Monster Jam. And with a simple playset mashup like this, when the cars run and if they're together, they'll come to the tight spot and there'll only be one winner who will continue on and have a crash. Fire! Oh, Gravedigger is the winner. Fire! Whoa! Hot Wheels team got through. Fire! Gravedigger! Fire! Oh! Gravedigger! By the slimmest of margins. Fire! Oh! Gravedigger again! Fire! Oh, it's a lockup! Hot Wheels team almost through. Fire! Oh, another lockup! Fire! Oh, another lockup! Fire! Oh, so close, and Gravedigger's through in reverse! Fire! Oh! It's a double stacker! Fire! Oh! Double stack again! Oh yeah, I had a whole lot of fun playing with that. I used my Microchargers expansion pack to grab some pieces for this part where the mashup jam happened, and the rest of it was just normal Hot Wheels track. But these little Mighty Minis are lots of fun. It's absolutely addictive play. I mean, once I started playing with these, it was very hard for me to stop. The other one I was playing with in my mind was using the Microchargers bridge there and launching some of the Mighty Minis along there. Something like that. I'm just wondering if they got any air. And before I wrap this up, I should show you the various pairs you can get these in. Well, there's a Hot Wheels team and Gravedigger, Monster Mutt and Shocker, Gravedigger and Wrecking Crew, Grinder and the Hot Wheels team. And for some reason there's these two here which don't appear on the box artwork. So that's a Hot Wheels mystery. And the Mighty Minis are sort of cute and you can stack them up next to your other Monster Jam trucks and it looks super awesome. Well, we took a look at a bit of Microchargers action there. It was a bit of a strange one. There was a Cyber Squid on that playset. I certainly have not seen that ever before. And we also took a look at the Monster Jam Mighty Mini trucks and they were a whole lot of fun and highly addictive play. And maybe the lesson in this video is smaller toys can be lots of fun to play with. And if you last until the end of this video, you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? Thanks for watching and bye for now. There's little Microchargers car. Fight to get this one out. There's an area here to store your little vehicle. That is the car that came with this playset. It's Here we go. Who is going to win this race? And we've got a stack out already. Who is going to win? Who's going to lose? I think if you go in the belly, you lose. Oh! And I didn't reset the pincer correctly, did I? They're also good for a bit of finger flicking fun. But the real fun starts when you put the key. Then you can have some real fun. Then you can have some real fun. The best fun is just a good old head-on collision. Whoa! Well, I'll finish off with a bit of a treat. This is a little secret toy that I've been working on. It's obviously a Monster Jam truck mashed together with a Thomas the Tank. The base of this mashup is one of those. It's the rev treads, and they've got like a little motor in them, and they keep spinning. This was actually a very cheap toy. I think it was a reject shop I purchased this. $7, so they'll probably double that price when they're in other shops. I like putting the Gravedigger on this stuff, don't it? It must be the most popular guy. But nevertheless, this is actually a relatively simple mod to do. I'm halfway through sorting this out. If I take the top off, I'll show you what I've done. Well, here's some custom cutting that I've done on this. I've got to be very careful here. I need to preserve the fact that this wheel has to keep turning or we'll lose the action of the truck. Also had to do some cutting at the back here because I wanted the top, which is a Thomas Trackmaster top, to be a really nice fit on here. I've still got to sort out a little mechanism that makes the top basically a clip-on, clip-off thing, because I want it to be really nice. I also want this Thomas to do a bit of stunt work when he's all together. But it's one of those things, it's all done with hand tools, and it's just a matter of conforming to the shapes which are under here and making those shapes key into a new shape that I've cut here. And sure, it looks a little bit rough and ready there, but this is the first one I've done. I'm hoping to maybe do a few more. And I'm even considering to use magnets to have like a clip-on, clip-off system, but I've still got a fair bit of consideration to do before this is finished.